Hey, Frederick Smith here, Continental Realty of Jackson. We are at 217 East 1st Street in the Springfield neighborhood in sunny Jacksonville, Florida. This is just over 3,000 square feet and over $200,000 for the purchase price on this house that needs a substantial renovation. Considering the size of the home and the fact that it's historical property, that price might be pretty good. But we're going to have a closer look inside here in just a minute. I just thought it would be nice for you to see kind of what we've got going on here in the neighborhood. There's not a lot of other residential on 1st Street right here where we're at. We have some condos across the way. We've got a senior center over that direction. And then we've got this house also in the historic district that's in the middle of a renovation. And there's another one over there that is in need of a renovation. So we look down the street here. It's also next to this church. As you can see here, the Springfield Church is right here. But in any case, this particular neighborhood is one of my favorite areas of Jacksonville. Although this particular street is still in the coming up stages, that is going to happen. I have absolutely no doubt that that's going to happen. So let's just take a quick look around the outside of this ancient, beautiful home, or hopefully will be beautiful again home. There has been some work done supposedly on it. When we head inside, we'll get a look at the inside, but let's first take a look at the outside. So as you can see, we have a lot of siding damage. This gingerbread siding, original cedar shake siding that's up here, has been rotted out along the bottom of that right next to the roof line and is in need of replacing. You're probably going to have to pull all of that siding off because it's not just at the roof line, it's also up above some of the windows, like you can see here, where we've got kind of a hole. There's a lot of rework that I can see that's been done up there on the roof line. A lot of the roof joists have been replaced as fresh wood that I'm seeing right there at the top. And I appreciate that, the fact that there's some work done anyway, which makes what's left a little less intimidating. But this is definitely going to be a big job for whoever gets it. We've got these interesting corbels here in the front. This one in particular is pretty rotted out, but that one looks good. And this one here looks good. So the way you would have to deal with this is pull that guy off, at least the top part of it there, match that lumber, cut it, and then just replace the pieces. Since this is in a historical part of town, they're going to want those to be up there to retain its original look, if at all possible. A lot of the fascia has been replaced, you can see. And we've got this overhang area here over the porch that has a lot of rot in it. And when you're looking up inside, you can also see that you've got, I don't know how well you can see that on the video, but there's definitely, when you're looking up in this gap where material is rotted out, some of those joists are looking pretty rotten on the bottom too. Hard to say whether they're totally that way. Really, the only thing you could do is to tear this off and then get a better look. Now, I was hoping to walk around the outside of the house. I don't think I'm going to be able to get all the way around it because it looks like it's been boarded up or fenced in, but we'll just continue here on this side and then we'll move on up. So looking up above, as you can see, more work there on the fascia and the roof, the upper part of the roof here as well. There's definitely still some work that needs to be done. The cedar shake siding here that actually slopes out acts kind of like part of the roof is also pretty rotted out, and all of that's going to have to be redone, retrimmed. So basically, you know, the whole house needs to be resided. Now, let's look at the base of the house for a minute here without getting too crazy with what's happening up above, because obviously there's a lot that's happening up above there. But what we've got are these pretty substantial blocks, concrete blocks. Now, whether these are typical cement blocks or not, it's hard to tell because they seem to be larger than what I'm used to seeing. It could have just been a cement block that was available when this house was built. But this front porch and the steps and the whole front of the house basically is done in cement blocks, which means that really It's going to be nice and sturdy. I'm not seeing any cracking, no stair stepping. It all looks really nice. I'm very happy with what I see in the front. And there's kind of some interesting architectural features here too, like this arch that goes into the doorway before you get to the front door. Now that front door obviously needs to be replaced, but you can see what it would look like, or at least hopefully in your mind you can imagine what that would look like if it was in good shape, back to some beautiful, walnut color or something. And so we're really hopeful that when this renovation happens, that we're going to see, something that's quite interesting as far as the property itself goes. A lot of the window casings here have gone bad and will need to be replaced along with the siding. Lots of the windows are out and will also need to be replaced. So, we're talking about new windows, new casings, new siding from the roof level up, for the second floor, because all the lower part of this house is this cement block. There is some other concrete work that needs to be done. As you can see here, somehow we've got this sill, exterior window sill has been cracked and broken out. And this will all need to be removed, this metal core removed, and then a new, well, that's not even a metal core, it's like rubberized somehow. A new piece of cement put in the place there to restore that back to the way it was. These really tall sash style windows are definitely going to be special order, and don't ask me because I have no idea what that's going to cost. No clue. But you get your window guy out to measure them and they'll be able to give you a quote. We have access to the crawl space down here next to the driveway, right under those windows we were just looking at. And I can't see what's underneath there, but it looks like the blocks go right to the ground, which makes me happy. Can't get into the back, but I do see that we've got some pretty substantial water damage here for the soffits in the back. And although it looks like they've done some wood replacement, like what you see here, that's not enough really to make too much difference. Also, you've got a lot of kudzu here, which is going to need to come out because that will definitely take over the house. You don't want that on your property. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the front since I can't go any farther around, and we'll take a look at the inside. And once again, be prepared, because what we're going to be seeing is a house that is basically down to the studs. And we're going to really be looking hard at what the structure of that property looks like, the floors, how they are as far as ability to support weight. Now, I've been cautioned that I cannot go up to the third floor, so we're not going to. I just want you to know that there is a third floor. Before we go in, there is a third floor. Okay. And so when we get inside, we'll look at the first two floors in any case, but that third floor we're not going to get to touch. Okay, let's get going inside and have a look.